Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. Today, we're actually going to look at what happened over the last halving in 2016 for four of the top coins. Now, I can't do BCH and BSV because I don't think they existed at the last halving. They actually came in towards the end of 2017. So the four coins we're going to look at are Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Litecoin, and what each actually did before the last halving. Now, the last halving was actually in July of 2016. So let's actually look at what happened in the months preceding July of 2016. Now, we all know that the big bull run was at the end of 2017, but there are definite movements before the July moment of 2016, which is when the halving was. If we look at Bitcoin first, we see that in May of 2016, it was $446, but a month later, June of 2016, which is about a month before the halving, it had risen to $772. So that is a rise of roughly 60-70% in anticipation of the halving, I am guessing, because volume also went up. Now, it did actually peak about a month before the halving, and then it dumped down a little bit afterwards to about $600. So not all the way down to pre-halving prices, but it did dump down a bit after the halving. So the halving, I would say, did have an effect on Bitcoin all the way from $442 to about $755, $760. So if that were to happen right now, Bitcoin would actually go back up to about $14,000 from where it is right now before the halving. And then it would dip down to $11,000, maybe $9,000 or $10,000 before going on its way up back up to 14,000 in December of 2016 and going even higher in 2017. So if we're looking at it now, Bitcoin would go to 14,000, dump back down to about 11,000 right after the halving, dump back down to about 9,500 at its lowest, and then keep going up, and we should be back at 14,000 towards the October of 2020. And of course, the next year, 2021, we would get a big bull run. If we followed historical precedent like last time, that's actually what we would do. So what happened to Ethereum? Ethereum actually did, have this spike, not nearly as hard as Bitcoin. Ethereum basically started, I would say, April of 2016 at 750, and about a month before the Bitcoin halving in June 16th, it reached 2103. So it actually tripled in value over the course of 1.5 months before the Bitcoin's halving. Now, in terms of Bitcoin value-wise, it actually went down because Bitcoin pumped a lot more. So Ethereum actually tripled in USD price in the months before the halving, April 2016 to June 2016. And then, of course, it dumped back down after the halving actually occurred. So Ethereum also went up after before the Bitcoin halving. So we can sort of see, since Ethereum follows Bitcoin, we can sort of see Ethereum moving with Bitcoin. And as we get closer to May this time of 2020, you can see Ethereum actually going faster than Bitcoin. Ethereum actually going much faster than Bitcoin, and actually increasing by quite a lot in terms of USD value with respect to Bitcoin before the halving. What did XRP do? XRP is right here. It did have a big spike on July 3rd, but that's really not all that much. XRP honestly didn't move with the Bitcoin halving, so I don't expect XRP to do all that much with the Bitcoin halving if we're relying on historical precedent. However, I do actually think XRP will go up with Bitcoin this time, so I do expect a more substantial rise than what we actually had last time going into the Bitcoin halving. What did Litecoin do? Litecoin obviously went up in terms of USD value. Litecoin actually was in late April 2016, $3.32, went all the way up to about $5.60, which was an increase about 80 or 75%. So hopefully we can see an increase of 75% for Litecoin as well when we get up to this halving. If we base it on Litecoin's price right now, it'd be about $90. So that would be a pretty nice lift for Litecoin. You can see that there was some volume in April, but May, June, and July, there was a lot of volume for Litecoin. So what I'm expecting is towards the Bitcoin halving, I expect to see a lot of volume. I expect, if we base it on historical precedent, I would expect Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin to go up in price. On historical precedent, you wouldn't expect XRP to go in price, but I actually think XRP will go up in price this time around due to its own hype and the Bitcoin halving. So that's why I expect many of the major altcoins to actually move. Like I said, I can't do this for BCH and other big coins because a lot of them didn't actually exist at this time during the last halving. But that's kind of what happened during the last halving. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin all moved up. I think looking at the ratio, Bitcoin did the best because it is the Bitcoin halving, but Ethereum and Litecoin also did quite well. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Which coin do you think is going to go up after the halving? Do you think it's mainly going to be Bitcoin, or do you think other coins will get a piece of the pie as well? So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you, and have a nice day.